All right, so the game's just ended. It's late. Just wanted to pop up a quick video about what I think is going to happen with the college football playoffs. So TCU lost today. USC lost yesterday. So it really shakes up the last two spots in the college football playoff. Obviously, Georgia's a lock. Michigan's a lock. So the two teams that are on the outside looking in, Alabama and Ohio State. I think Ohio State definitely gets in. Their last loss was to Michigan. A lot of people say, hey, it's a blowout loss at home. A lot of these other teams they're trying to get in, they don't have something like that on their record. But the truth of the matter is, the game wasn't really a blowout. It was close in the fourth quarter. Ohio State has a lot of big-time wins versus Notre Dame and Penn State. And just branding in general with the players that they have. This is also a money-making operation, so I think the style of play that they have where they throw it around a lot, I just think it's going to lend to them definitely getting in, which is ironic because, hey, they're going to have one loss. TCU is going to have one loss. So in my personal opinion, it comes down to Alabama and TCU. So TCU, their strength of schedule is the best. I don't know how that is because I don't care what the computer says. SEC is better than the Big 12 has to offer. I don't care what schedule they played. I don't think it's going to be better than Alabama's schedule. But hey, they have only one loss, lost today in overtime, the best strength of schedule. So you would say, hey, they're a lock to get in. But Alabama's there lurking. They lost. If they would have won today, it would have been over, but they lost. And even though their strength of schedule is hard, I think most people agree with me that the computer, the mathematics, the analytics, the stat nerds, they have it wrong. Their schedule cannot be as good as Alabama's schedule. And Nick Saban was on during the Big Ten championship at halftime saying, hey, we would be favored against any other team. I don't think one of the problems here is there's no set criteria, right? So at least the BCS had a formula, back to my, old heads, remember the BCS, it was a computer, the numbers would put some percentages, at least they had a formula. There's no formula with this, right? The committee just says whatever they want to say. Now, we are living in the era where Qatar has a Winter World Cup, so anything can happen, right? Just because you might believe that another team deserves to get in, we've seen like, hey, man, the game is the game, literally, no pun intended. So anything can happen. There's no criteria. So I would not be shocked. Once again, this is a money-making enterprise that they say, hey, you know what, man, Alabama's in. TCU, you got to stay home. I would not be shocked. Do I think that TCU deserves to get in? Yeah, I do, but deserve got nothing to do with it. Like a great woman once said, Snoop on the Wire. So you just have to really put all these factors together. I think what's probably going to happen, because there is going to be a lot of outrage if a two-loss Alabama team gets in, is going to be Georgia 1, Michigan 2, TCU 3, Ohio State 4. That's my prediction. The only other way that I could see it switching around is if they put Alabama in. But once again, as this is a money-making enterprise, the thing about putting Alabama in is that it makes it so you're going to have to probably bump Ohio State to 3, and then Michigan plays Ohio State in a playoff game. And I don't think people want to see that so quick, So that's not good for the money either. So I think Michigan versus Ohio State as a championship game would probably do great. Ohio State versus Georgia would do monster numbers. I think that would be great. You get in different parts of the country. The college football playoffs have been really regional. It's been South, Clemson, Alabama. You got that one Ohio State year. So it would be nice to get different parts of the country in. And you can do that with a Michigan, Ohio State, TCU, Georgia type thing where you hit every coast except the West Coast. And, USC had the opportunity and they fumbled the bag. So that's my prediction. I don't think Alabama can get in. That's two losses that I think that's just too big of a hurdle. But, hey, we are living in a world where they're playing the World Cup in Qatar in the wintertime. So anything can happen. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment. I'm trying to respond to all the comments. Appreciate the love. The game is the game.